you know it, you understand it, we will talk about it. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let everyone be happy. We have trillions of impressions below. The conscious mind is constantly moving, and I hear, let everyone be happy. So intellect understands, but the mind does not transform. That is our topic. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of the well-being. But our mind carries reaction, blame and complaint against lot of people, and they are below the surface of our conscious mind. It makes me emotional. Oh, let everyone be healthy. But what to do with those impressions? Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let the grace and the blessing should fall upon each and every one. Again I am saying, listening appears, feels very good. Intellectual understanding also feels much better. But what about those impressions? Just imagine those impressions are totally absent. You need not to work for the six treasures. You can see them deep beneath the ocean of your mind. Ma kasche dukha bhag bhaved. Let no one suffer from the let no one suffer. Let none suffer. Just think of it. Intellectually, yes, we say that. But what about those millions and trillions of impressions when we were in anxiety, we had expectations, we had reaction, we had blame and complaint? What to do with those impressions? So there is a constant and consistent struggle inside, in our personality, in our living. Oh, open your eyes. There is a sensory challenge, the challenge by these five sense organs. The mind is like a house with the five doors that never close. Even the science has started saying that even in deep sleep, whatever the sound is there or smell is there, they are carried. Doors are never closed. Look at the beauty of this journey of the Eastern subconscious problem. So when we use the word subconscious, it means below the conscious level. Don't try to feel very disturbed about this subconscious mind in modern psychology. No, we are saying what is below the conscious level. I am talking to you. What is happening in my mind? Is my mind clear? What I'm saying, I mean it. So that is the second challenge, the deception of surface learning. Deception. We'll talk about it. And then what the solution the master offers. Master offers the five senses and the spiritual or the self-discovery. You look at the ears, eyes. You look at the eyes, colors, forms, faces, objects, beauty, ugliness. For good reason, you don't like beard. I'm just giving an example. But in every session, you face the beard guy. And that idea of disliking the beard started at the age of 5 or 10. That impression is still there in the mind. That is preventing you to open to the six treasures. So I have not only to listen but maintain an awareness inside. One example I'm giving you. You know, imagine your house is like the five doors that never close: the eyes and ears, the sound, the words, the music, the noise, the praise, the criticism, knows about the fragrances, odors, food aromas. It triggers the memories, tongue, the taste, creating desires. Oh, Indian food is good, or Ukrainian food is good. Skin, touch, sensations of comfort, discomfort, pleasure, and a pain. Don't you think that it is like trying to have a peaceful conversation in a crowded marketplace? Did you understand? There is the outer silence is there, no doubt. You guys are not speaking, only I am speaking. It appears it's a peaceful conversation, but there is a crowded marketplace inside. The constant external noise makes inner clarity nearly impossible in a crowded marketplace, but here it is the inner noise that continues. That is preventing. When I say that these six treasures are our nature, it is the inner wealth, it is lying in the safe, it cannot be undone. Before I start, yesterday night, I was thinking, and no, this topic is more important. You all are seekers. So I wanted to take up the topic of the Sama and the Dhamma. I believe you're getting it. I'm trying so let us go a little deeper. Recognition of these sensory agitation. We are living in a new normal. What is new normal? I will take reference from the science. Our refrigerators, our fan, especially the high quality fans and refrigerators or AC. So the science has set the limit of their noise, sound, in decibels. If the decibel range goes above, it will disturb my brain. But what about the other noises of anxiety, noises of reaction, noises of blame and complaint? Oh, my son has a problem. What should I do? And you are listening to me. You wake up in the morning and you have a pain in the body. So though that impression carries about, just try to understand. It's a little subtle, but not very complex. So the very recognition of the sensory agitation, what are those agitation? Immediate impression. I'm talking, so there is an immediate impression. What you are listening to me, memory triggering. The memory triggers. Now you are listening patiently. You claim that you have understood, but there is a memory trigger. Because of the past association, desire formation. I will do it. Now I will understand. Today I will dedicate myself to understand what is going on inside my head. Emotional reactions. Emotional reactions of pleasure and pain. They are going on. Constantly, consistently, it is present. So is it not present in me? Yes, it is present in me. I'm a witness of it. So when you are a witness of it, you have no problem. Even, but unless you are witness, you are not a witness, you have a problem. I'm trying to make it clear, like a clear pond, like a clear pond being constantly stirred by the five different sources, means five senses. Even when you try to see the bottom, the water remains muddy. What are those five senses? This is what it is. Four or five, you can say. Immediate impressions, memory triggers, desire formation, emotional reaction, huh? With a permutation and combination of the five sense organs. They are always open. So memory is there 10 years ago, and these five sense organs, permutation and combination, and then I see the water is clear, but I still see the water remains muddy. That six treasures, I cannot see it. It is always there. When I say it is always there, why can't I see it? Why can't I experience it? I believe I'm trying to make you a sense that what I am saying, six treasures are always present. We have not to. No, but anxiety is present. That is what I'm saying. That should not be there. Yeah. So, understanding below the conscious level of those impressions. Can I use the word? There is a hidden factory of mental conditioning and impression. GM has just stopped production of the vehicles. Now it just came to my mind. That's what I'm talking about. GM in our US, no, we will not do it. Because the cost of the vehicles will be hidden factory. That's why how I remember. Hidden factory of mental conditioning. Through these five sense organs, even when I'm not actively receiving sensory input, actively, passively I'm receiving. Millions of past impressions work below the conscious awareness like the hidden factory producing automatic thoughts. I just gave an example, GM. Unconscious preferences, habitual reactions, dream content, spontaneous desire, they are preventing me to recognize and realize that we possess six inner wells. Very subtle, very interesting topic, and very encouraging topic. It is like, ice cubes in the water. You see the tip above the surface, but do you have? Did I give you the ice cubes? Yes, you have given me. But the massive bulk is below. Is what really determines my behavior, my attitude. So I laid down the basics. Now understand deception of surface understanding. Did you understand what I'm saying? You say yes. Intellectual clarity is there. Yes, it is clarity there. So did I transform myself? No. Why no? What to do? So the intellect, when our intellect says, I have understood, it gives me a temporary insight. Oh, I got it. But the realization is not stable. Peace is not stable, the calmness is not stable, the love for all the beings, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, let everyone be happy, is not stable. Why are you saying, I'm more intelligent than you? It is already stable. So it is stable, then you are awakened. You need not to do anything. Why don't you follow the intellect? Conceptual knowledge. Intellect understands the conceptual knowledge. One, but I am not living in that wisdom. You wake up in the morning and you feel totally tired. Oh, what a bad day. And then you remember, oh, conceptual knowledge. Body is tired, I'm not tired. So I missed living in the wisdom. That is what I'm talking about. I believe you are understanding. What to do? What to do? So every master says we have 3-pillar solution. One pillar I told you, listening and learning. I input pure impressions like daily fresh water flowing into a polluted lake. Fresh water flowing into a polluted lake. Now you have understood. Below the conscious. One thing that you leave, you are absent in one session, 1. You leave the practice at your home, 2. We need a daily fresh water flowing into a polluted lake. Externally there is no polluted lake, but internally it is there. So I have to continue to listen, learn, study authentic journey, listen to the wisdom teachings. You have to study daily. That is the second, is the reflection. I will analyze it again. Process and integrate understanding. You have to process. I have to process what I learn. You'll be surprised, I still write everything, what my mind has processed and what I learned today. That is my first job when I open the computer. And then I write it down with a date. Oh, this is what I have understood yesterday, but now that revelation has to process and integrate understanding. It comes by contemplation, what you have learned, apply the teaching to personal life situation. You question and investigate deeply by yourself. Take an example. Anger arises from bad expectations, intellectual understanding. What is reflection and contemplation? When did I get angry today? What expectation was behind it? So I'm just going deep inside myself. How could I have responded differently? Now I have understood it. From today, in this situation, I will respond the way I have understood. That is living in the wisdom. That is the power of contemplation and reflection. Conceptual knowledge and living the wisdom. Why we have been continuing the journey for so many years? One of the major reasons. Conceptual knowledge, lived wisdom. So the reflection and contemplation bridge the gap between the intellectual understanding and experiential knowing. It takes the wisdom from the head to the heart. Without reflection, learning remains superficial knowledge. Third point, meditation. Direct transformation of consciousness. What you do, like you allow the muddy water to settle. That is what the meditation is. Why? You allow the muddy water to settle so you are able to reflect. Not only those six treasures, but the higher consciousness. So meditation reaches the deeper levels where learning and reflection cannot penetrate, where listening and learning, contemplation and reflection cannot penetrate. I started with the five sense organs. They are always open. They receive the input. Even I'm talking to you and you are listening to me, and still we receive those inputs. Science also confirms, and we have been confirmed for thousands of years. Now understand another part. It is important, very important. Why listening and learning alone fails? Can you figure out? Now we are understanding 3 steps: listening and learning, contemplation, reflection, meditation. Yeah, 3 steps. Now, why listening and learning alone fails? You don't contemplate and reflect, and you don't practice. I'm busy. So the first step fails. We create an intellectual pride that dissolves when we contemplate and reflect. We remain in a conceptual realm. Mind lives in a conceptual realm. Very subtle point. This guy, I told you the story that he found the beauty and the cute girl. Now he has the third event, and he is not able to control himself. And I have been requesting him, please contemplate and reflect. Why the learning alone fails doesn't address emotional pattern, because it is little deeper inside. Listening and simply learning doesn't work. Can increase mental confusion. Oh, the Eastern wisdom can create a mental confusion? Yes. So I will stop attending the program. I'm answering the question. Learning alone fails. Understand. Why reflection alone fails? Now understand the second, contemplation and reflection. Limited by existing mental framework. Because I have yet to expand my mind, I have to contemplate and reflect. I gave you an example, and I'm not doing it. So my mind continues to work in the existing mental framework. What is that? My son is suffering, I am suffering. Neighbor's son is suffering, I have no problem. I gave you Ukraine, people, Russia and Ukraine war dies, it's a news. Near and dear ones dies, it's a grief. Circular thinking pattern. Reflection fails. Why reflection alone fails? My mind continues to move in a circular pattern. No fresh input for growth, because I'm not contemplating and reflecting. And it can lead to the mental stagnation. You are attending my sessions for 10 years. Mental stagnation will be there. I pointed to this guy. And he says, I know it. Why you have mental stagnation? So, why you have this problem? Now I know this is the third time I met this cute and beautiful girl, and she is not responding me. I said, you complained in the first time also, second time also. I know, I understand it, but my mind is not listening to me. I'm telling you why the contemplation reflection phase. Oh, you should have told me in the very beginning. You should not have understood it. Now you understand the mode and the mood of the mind. You understand the different behavior and attitude of the mind. So now it is very easy to understand. I was waiting for the time. Why meditation alone fails? And this is what, again, he complained. I think, he helped. I cannot reveal his name, but he helped you to craft today's session. You should be mentally thankful to him. But he has yet to change. What can I do, So why meditation alone fails? It can become escapism. And I have noted down what he told. I said, did you not practice meditation? No, I was practicing meditation, but I was visualizing her, that cute and beautiful, in meditation. A perfect example. It can become an escapism. It lacks a wisdom foundation. I did not contemplate it, reflected. That was missing. And I did not learn the principles clearly. It may increase my self-absorption. That self-absorption is selfishness. Without understanding, experiences have no context. What is it? Now I feel the sensation. What is this sensation? Is it pain or pleasure? Pleasure. Pain. Let me go to the doctor. Pleasure. Oh, it is because of this object. Have you seen that? How the Eastern wisdom takes an examination? Without understanding, experiences have no context. And when you don't have a context, then context, not contest, context. Learning provides the map, reflection provides the compass, meditation provides the journey itself. Map, compass, journey. What is the journey? Direct transformation. What is compass? Personal navigation and application. Now I have personalized these principles by contemplation and reflection. Listening and learning, consistent and constant. If it is not consistent, constant, I gave you one example. Let the fresh water continue to flow. Ultimately, the pond will become clean. Mind will become clean. Another way to understand, it is like preparing, cooking, and eating a meal. Listening, learning, contemplation, reflection, and meditation. The last point is the most important. Mentally and emotionally, you should thank him that, oh, we are learning because of you, young guy. Yesterday, he was in my session. No, you will say that, I'm in ignorance. That is why my mind is thinking. I said, yes, I have to say it. Do you see where the problem is? That is why not many people are able to succeed. So now the most important point is, overcoming common obstacles. I don't have time. I don't have time. You have time for social media, entertainment, worrying, anxiety. The time exists for what you prioritize. You make it a priority, you have a time. You leave the priority, you don't have a time. Think. I'm not saying that. I'm not pushing you. Just think. I don't have a time. I don't understand what I read. This is normal initially. I have to read it again. I have to listen to it again if I don't understand. Comprehension deepens through consistent exposure. Give you an example of the fresh water. Should continue to flow. That is listening and learning. I should listen and learn every day. I listen to myself, listen to the principles in myself. Every day I sit down. Third, my mind is too agitated for meditation. That is why I must practice meditation. Did you get the answer? My mind is there. Oh, let me practice it. Oh, again it is agitated. Let me do it again. Did you not fail in the business? Are you not still trying? Why you are not? Why you are trying? Why you are trying then? I am not seeing the result. The transformation happens below the conscious awareness in the beginning. Wait, wait, wait. It took me 10 years to understand this principle, the three-pointed, and that is why I'm able to explain you clearly. Wait, continue the journey. Continue the journey. There is a change in your behavior. You can recognize there is a reduced reactivity to criticism. There is a natural decrease in harmful habits. There is an increased tolerance and patience. You have a better sleep and a mental peace. These are the changes which indicates the transformation. Perceptual shift. You have a shift in the perception. You wake up into the same material world. The world appears less solid and more dreamlike. Why? I was not living in this house before 2018. Now I am living. That is what the dream is. I see the dream, and when I wake up, it is gone. Natural detachment from the outcomes. You are naturally detached. You don't, yes, you have done your work, finished. Spontaneous compassion, loving kindness and meditation. So I will cover up that part of the Buddhism also. The spontaneous compassion, you are full of compassion. So I have a spontaneous compassion for this guy who met the third girl. All girls, are responsible for the problems of the human. Inner joy, witness. Now what happens because of this? You start getting the glimpse of these six treasures. You are able to witness. Oh, it is already there. Oh, this wave has blocked it. Now this wave is gone. Finished. Think of it. So I think him also that he did a great job because he had a session yesterday and he was complaining. No, I'm not complaining to you. I'm just complaining to myself. So you must, mentally, you must thank him that he helped me to craft this lesson and he helped you to listen these sessions. So now it is your take. Start with it. Did you see that contemplation reflection part is yours now? Don't make fun of that guy. Be very serious. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Mine just went right to the priority of setting the value set. So if that keeps it simple for us, and though we really have to desire that. If the value is set there and we desire it completely and we have faith in it, then it will prove itself to us again and again, and the suffering will drop off and the habits and the patterns.
Beautifully said. You see that what is the most important subtle point? Priority set. Uh, I have no problem, no anxiety, no, I have to practice meditation and listen and learn. Now that impression also goes into your mind. You are also receiving the inputs from the five sense organs from the world outside, but this input belongs to the subjective reality. It will change you. That is what is known as the value set. Yes.
I love the metaphor that the map, the compass, the journey.
Yeah.
That sort of really triggered something for me, or not triggered, but really hit me in a good way. I wrote this down yesterday. I was kind of contemplating, and I said, my mind is my servant, a tool to be used by my consciousness, but not used by it. So that's my contemplation I'm doing right now, my reflection, and I've been meditating on that, and that's sort of my current journey I'm on right now, is really focusing on the mind as a tool. I know I've said that before, but not being controlled by the mind, and by doing so, we become awakened. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Beautifully. You see that. Please continue to work. You see that my master used to say, your anger will never go away by controlling and suppressing. It only goes away by understanding. Map, compass, jet. Yes, open up for your contemplation and reflection.
You mentioned thinking in circles, that you can contemplate from now to eternity, but if you contemplate within the same framework of your mind, nothing will change. And that is why the meditation is so important, because you have to change the framework of your mind.
Beautifully said. You see that? It's another reflection point, because if I already have trillions of impressions, I'm consistently receiving those impressions from the world outside. That real I is not present in the world outside. So cycle. I break the cycle when I practice the meditation. That cyclic change. Beautifully said. Anyone? Yes, continue.
I feel like I still sometimes have that desire to just be alone forever and meditate. And when you said learning alone fails, I heard it as it's not just the learning, but you can't just be alone. That everyone is our teachers and experiences. And so the metaphor you gave of the map, compass, and journey helped me to try to accept that more.
Yes, you made me angry. This is an impression living in the mind. The mind has become the muddy. I need an understanding. But if I plan to be, no, I don't want to talk to you, get out and don't appear before me, I don't want to see your face. So you are creating more problems to yourself. So I was talking basically that learning alone fails. Why? Contemplation, reflection alone fails. Why? Meditation alone fails. Why? But yes, your mind went ahead and you took it in a different perspective. That too is good to contemplate. So, no, I hate this guy. I don't want to face this guy. No, I will face this with an understanding, with a knowledge. That is the point that you are making is good. Yes, come forward. Anyone?
Yes, Girish. I was something popped into my head, and I believe it was Vaipov said it a couple months ago about the things we do today are our future impressions, and so where I got to is that your past impressions will never leave us, but if we lean into the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom and the three pillars that you brought up today, that and most importantly, awareness of those impressions, it stops what we got used to in our minds. And by applying the knowledge today of the current impressions, it softens what the future impressions would do to us. And it just, it's very settling. And that's my takeaway on that right now. So
beautiful. Yes, yes. One of the oldest texts of, if I say, yoga and meditation, written in the Eastern wisdom, was written by a gangster turned a great master. He was a gangster. He killed thousands of people. Whoever knows, Valmiki, Ratnakar. You'll be surprised. He has written 80,000 verses. It will take more than 3 to 4 hours per day of learning for about a year. So we have proved it again and again that transformation is possible. Yes, whosoever is left, who wants to take the lead?
So my understanding of today is that why all the three steps are required, like learning, listening, contemplating, and practicing, is that only sport doesn't make it like that I can play that sport.
Yeah.
I have to practice it and play it, then only I can say that I can be better at it. So similar, if I know all the rules, but I don't test them with my experiences, that I have having this experience, and don't test the rules with that experiences, those experiences will never be real.
You're right.
And by doing this, like it's a transition that happened while doing this testing, that first I get like it is coming because someone, then it will be like it's changed that I am getting angry, then I'm in that situation. So that kind of journey will happen if I continuously contemplate.
Yes, you have beautifully placed. The intellectual clarity is not equal to transformation of the mind. Without following these temporary insight, I may have a temporary insight when I'm talking and passing on these principles, but it is not stable realization, and the conceptual knowledge is not converted into a living wisdom. We have to follow these three steps. No one?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Um, I think today's lesson offers a very concise explanation why this journey is organized the way it is and why it has to be followed this particular way and not the other way. So we have the listening and learning step, and it is to get conceptual knowledge for the intellect or the map, like you explained it. But of course, the map alone is not sufficient to reach the destination. So then we have contemplation and reflection, where this knowledge transforms and the dry knowledge becomes applicable, useful. It descends into the mind and changes the mind. Our perception and behavior changes. And these 6 treasures start revealing themselves.
Revealing, yes.
And the phrase that I liked a lot is that the world becomes less solid and more dreamlike. So this step is to bridge the gap between the dry knowledge and the experiential knowledge. And finally, we have a practice which is, I think, rather a test whether my mind has changed and has become pure enough to directly experience the knowledge, not only understand it intellectually. And if the test is not passed, we are back to the first step: listen and learn again, contemplate and reflect again, and then take a quiz again to see if something has changed.
Beautifully summarized. You have not only reflected, but you summarized. If I fail, I asked this guy, I don't want to name, many of you may know him, especially who lives here in Arizona. He says, I understand it. I have a problem. But anyhow, though, I got the email last night that she responded. Very good. But I'm disappointed. What is your understanding? I don't go for I don't go for it. So don't start thinking I will not love again, anyone. That's a total, that's also a big problem. Only one is left. Yes, Brandy, what you are thinking or dreaming?
That's an interesting question, because the lesson today for me was timely in the sense about the 3 steps. Because I had a dream last night about a person from my past, my long ago past, and I dream about this person maybe once or twice a year, and I have it's a really intense sort of experience. And so I coupled that with what you said about when you wake up and the body's tired, it's the body that's tired. So it's not like me that is thinking about the person and missing the person. It's that stuff below the surface, right, that has to be addressed, because I really I don't think about this person hardly ever. But then when it comes up, it's like, oh my gosh, whoa, I didn't, that was a long time ago.
But
so, go ahead.
But impressions are there, so they will.
Right.
Beautifully, yes, yeah, that is a perfect, live example, and that is what happens. Anyhow, we will start with our practice. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Place position in posture. What happens by regular practice, you migrate or you transition from listening to me, place, position, transition from learning to reflection. Oh, position is this, I experience, and the posture. That is what makes any and every meditation a practice, a non-practice. Being comfortable, being comfortable. So the knowledge must be there, or the comfort is in the body, covered by sensation and steadiness. And if that is possible instantly, and if it is possible in the meditation session, it will definitely be possible in different life situation and the journey of the transformation, to being carefree. Remember, the knower in the known, knower can never become the known. The known can never become the knower. That is the absolute truth. I know Dennis. Dennis is known to me. I cannot become Dennis. That is being carefree. All the impressions and thoughts and feeling and objective reality is on one hand, and I am on the other side. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You see, in that ocean of the mind, where the mind continues to receive the inputs from the 5 open doors, which are always remain open, we are introducing. I said, okay, take this. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Initially I started with the 3 times, but even once it can trigger your mind and it can send you the waves of peace. I know, I understand what is the peace. It is withdrawal of the mind rest within. Oh, and you are. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. Sense of completeness can be felt, experienced, if these constant murmur in the mind, in the ocean of the mind inside, is left. It may be there, but it is left on the one side of the bank. You have found the other side of the bank. Oh, I'm complete in myself. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. So, for the sake of the practice, we enter deep inside so-called us, or we rise in a higher consciousness where we recognize the auspiciousness is always there. You did not produce it, you did not create it. By these 3 steps, the mind starts having a tremendous faith in the journey. You have a faith, you are there. Move the mind on the breath, move the mind on the breath. Start breathing deep, silent and slow. Moving the mind from the top center of the head to the tailbone as you inhale, singing mentally, Shanti. Mind reaches to the tailbone. I feel, I used to feel that as if when I'm singing Om Shanti, there is a sweeping wave. It sweeps away all the small waves and the inputs of the past. And while breathing out, your mind moves from the tailbone to the top of the head. Shanti. Continue. And now leave the breath and looking at the 16 segments of your fingers, drop Om Shanti. And now move the mind inside the heart, visualize the triangle pointing upward. Move the mind on the triangle, dropping Om Shanti, checking the sync. And by moving the mind clockwise and anti-clockwise, the moment you find there is a sync, that is the moment. Mind. Move, push the mind deep inside the cave of your heart, singing Om. Mind seems to stop. Shanti. And doing nothing. when we have a deeper and a clear understanding, then it is not so difficult to succeed in meditation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences, bring the hands down. Yes, Dennis, how are you?
Deep and serious meditation, dark space, full of peace and quietness. Just it.
Beautiful. Very good. How are you, David and Jerry?
So the meditation started with reflecting on that compass and journey, and what I realized is the importance of not just the destination, but the journey and enjoying the journey. So my meditation was just about enjoying the journey today. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. How are you, Jerry?
Very good. I had a lot of reflection during the meditation. All the sharing kind of just stirred up things for me, and the mind became pretty clear on the target. So if the target is aligned on our true nature, then all those past impressions become very clear that our target wasn't our true self. So then I can kind of either get rid of those past impressions or rewrite the story where I see where my target was off. And then to Stephen's point of softening the future impressions, maybe those future impressions even shine.
Beautifully said. Yes, we should not stop any kind of reflection if there is any thought comes to the mind instead of ignoring and we want to suppress. No. So that is one example that you gave. Yes, we should keep the mind on the destination, and reflection is very important. All the three processes, listening, learning without meditation, contemplation, reflection without meditation, meditation with learning, and contemplation and reflection. That is the basic summary. So we should not avoid, uh, all this. And when that is what you did. So we should continue with that reflection. It helps us to rise in awareness, and definitely that rise in awareness helps us to shine with a higher consciousness. Remember, now you have to think and contemplate. You all have to think, oh, these, we are saying 6 inner treasure. It means they are always present in me. Are they present today? In the evening, in the afternoon, in the noon, in the morning, or not? And then enter into contemplation and reflection and see what happens. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. My mind was completely empty from the moment I closed my eyes. Thank you for meditation.
Beautiful. Yes. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good, thank you. Through the years, we've kind of changed our way of getting to meditation, and the way that we do it now seems very seamless and very comfortable, and brings me to a beautiful place. Are there going to be further steps in the future of changing the meditation to make it even deeper, if possible?
Yeah. We are deepening these practices first by the knowledge and understanding. We are already doing it. And then we will add couple of more steps. So first is definitely, I also have to follow. First step is listening and learning. Second is contemplation, reflection. Third is the practice. How are you, Brandy?
I contemplated on what you said during the lesson about meditation potentially being a problem and you use it to escape. So like Julie, I also reflected just on some stuff that came up, but it was nice because I experienced the separation between like the thoughts and what they brought up and also just observing it. I think it was a nice application.
Beautiful. That is one of the fundamental principles. The knower and the known are always separate. In ignorance, in delusion, in attachment, they appear together. They seem to be together. They appear together, but they are not. That is a part of the delusion we all are suffering. A beautiful way to reflect on that principle more and more. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. I just felt a fuzziness with the outside world and impressions, and really felt that sense of being peace that you have talked about.
Yes, you have used fuzziness. Stephen used, the just softening, and Dennis also used something. Yes, so instead of a solid, the word appear. Do not appear like a solid. Obviously, why it is so? Mind has left the world. But why the mind has left? Those impressions received from the five senses are going deep into the background. They are not disturbing me. So that's a good, very deep, good step. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर एक इतना इंसिडेंट मैंने शेयर करना एक गाय का बच्चा था वो बहुत अग्रेसिव हो रहा था स्ट्रेंजर्स को सिर मार रहा था तो मैंने उसको कहा कि आई लव यू तुम नाराज नहीं हो इस तरह से 2 दिन बाद बोला और वो मेरे पास आया और उसने मुझे उसने दिया मैंने उसके सिर पे हाथ लगाया और मुझे बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग हुई
तो तुमने गाय पाल ली है क्या?
नहीं गए थे सर बाहर गए
She went somewhere and she saw the calf, and the calf was very angry and upset. So intuitively she said that I love you, and the calf approached her, left the anger. Yes, that part is also the journey of Eastern wisdom. Quite interesting part. So we are not touching that part. We need not to touch that. Our goal is to find the self-discovery. But yes, it happens. It is true. So, yeah, wow, Vaibhav is left. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So practice was calm. So one point which you said in during the session that in the beginning, the transformation is under the conscious level. Now we cannot see that transformation is happening, but it is still happening.
Yeah.
So even I am not seeing the changes that I'm supposed to see, but if my journey is continuous, then it will definitely come. If my faith is continuous, then those changes will come.
Whatever you do in terms of the thought, speech, and action, it has its impression. One has to understand what Vaibhav is saying. One has to understand that. So I have been doing the meditation practice and I don't experience the change for a year and so. But the impressions of the most meditation are always there. And they will reveal the result. They will manifest. They have to manifest. If I have killed someone, I keep on hiding. One day the cop has to pick me up. And I have done some good work. It still carries that impression. This is the first thing that we should remember. Now, I'm talking about this guy, who had now the third, he found the third cute and the beautiful girl. Otherwise, all girls are beautiful and cute. Women as such. So anyhow, but he has his preferences. Now people don't recognize, had he not attended these sessions, who knows, he should have become violent. We don't recognize that point. We don't give a credit to the Eastern wisdom. After all, you have been doing all those practices for years together. You met the girl, you are disappointed, you are not violent. You are only disappointed, you did not react. So that impact is still there, but we realize that impact, after years together. That is what happens. That is all for today. Thank you very much. We'll meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.